right, that's it. Vodacom is a majority owned by Vodafone. Paul mentioned that earlier in the global discussion.
Exactly. So Vodafone is the UK company. So they came in and they've got the 65% stake or whatever it is in Vodacom. The balance of Vodacom is held by institutions, and then there's a 12% stake which belongs to the South African government, which is apparently busy being traded as we speak, because we know that there is a lot of market chatter that the government is offloading that stake to the PIC in order to raise some money from the family silver to stick into Eskom. What a crazy idea.
Operations here from a geographic perspective. South Africa, we know well, that's their dominant operation. Tanzania, DRC, Lesotho and Mozambique. Market cap, we're looking at 199 billion rand, price to earnings ratio of 15.5, dividend yield here of 5.7%. Does that concur with your numbers in terms of dividend yield?
It does.
Good. Let's start on the Vodacom story. You think this is a well-run operation?
Superbly run operation, very high quality management, and of course they get an excellent benefit from having Vodafone as their majority shareholder. It means that half the board are Vodafone appointees, so while they're non-executive directors, they are full-time telecoms professionals with experience all around the world. So that combination also allows Vodacom to source a lot of its products more cheaply, both from the network side as well as the handsets. So just Vodafone provides a huge quality uplift to this business, and as I said, management in country is very good as well.
Well, you have always opted for MTN over Vodafone, but you're not against, not Vodafone, Vodacom, but you're not against having Vodacom in the portfolio as well.
And we often own Vodacom in portfolios. We want the additional dividend yield. We think that they've got a business which in some sense, of course, is stronger and more advanced than MTN's here in South Africa because they had the first mover advantage. And as David says, fabulous. They've got the M-Pesa technology, which runs in the background on the Vodafone group. So that's payment technology. It adds something extra. I've got nothing negative to say about Vodafone or Vodacom. It's a plus. It's a hot for me.
Let's talk about the share price. David, weigh in here.
All right. I think the first thing you can see is it's a pretty steady, smooth upward trend. Nothing spectacular. You know, one of the things you find when businesses are very well managed is the share price doesn't tend to move around quite so much over time. Where I think we're sitting at the moment is that it's more or less fairly priced. There's a little bit of fun available here, but I don't think a huge amount. Really, you know, the market understands the business. They understand where the possibilities are, and probably your only catalyst will be if they manage to get this deal with Neotel to go through. That could provide a little bit of upside.
You say that and you're a little skeptical on whether the deal is going to go through. Obviously, this has been a long time in the making. What are your thoughts?
Firstly, yeah, I mean, it's been a year and a bit that it's been with the various authorities trying to get approval. I think in the end, approval will be granted. We'll probably have a couple of conditions along the way. Possibly relating to rural broadband rollout, as in making sure guys in rural areas have high quality broadband like we do here in Johannesburg, and possibly also some BEE conditions. But broadly, I think the deal will go through. Probably best, and all it can be is a best guess, but the best guess would be September, October this year.
If it does go through, is that the value unlock that potentially will come through in the share price?
Possibly. I think you know, the market will have to digest some numbers once we get slightly more disclosure on the new business, and then it'll probably take a little bit of time for everyone to figure it out and see how much additional value Vodacom adds as an owner of Neotel, because it's been short on capital to date.
Do we need Vodacom in the portfolio, Paul?
We could have more technology exposure generally, but I'm broadly of the view that MTN is my preferred investment. Whether one needs it in addition, that's an interesting question. But for me...
hot or not?
Hot, for sure.
Hot or not?
I'm going to go with lukewarm to not.
Just
because the share price is fair.
Just because you're a special guest, I'm going to put an exception down, and you can go with lukewarm. How's that?
Well,
for favoritism?
warm. I mean, that's on the verge of hot. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna leave.